Kedu Bawani. Hello everyone, my name is Ngozi. Thank you for tuning in to Let's Just Podcast, where we kiss the small talk goodbye. We talk about life, love, professional developments, and a little bit of Shakara. So my village people, please tune in to my new podcast, Let's Just. I'll see you there. Good evening. Thank you for tuning in to Let's Just, where we kiss the small talk goodbye. We talk about life, love, professional development, and a little bit of Shakara. So my village people, let's just. Don't be rude now. We have guests with us. We have our fine gentleman here, Olyika, that has joined us. Clap it up virtually for him. Then we have our fine girl, no people, Chika, joining us. So our topic for today is, what does submission look like when dating to marry? You know, a lot of people are wanting to be married. A lot of people are dating. And everybody have their different ways of navigating that. And I thought this would be an interesting topic because, you know, I'm single. Not that you should be jumping in my DM. But, you know, I believe in marriage as well. And I think it's something that people, you know, should know a little bit about. So I'm going to jump into my first question for you all. So the first question is, should both partners in dating relationship strive for equal power and control? Or is there a place for submission as a sign of trust and love? I know that's kind of a two-foot question.
No, he did not just point at me. So, like, those are dating with the intention to marry. I just feel that they need to consider the fact, like, what is your position? You know, like, what is your role in this relationship? Because I believe the way you start something, that's the way the other person will expect it to be continued and stuff. So if you come out, you know, with, oh, I'm the kind of person, like, I'm here for you, whatever it is, all that, then continue that. Mm-hmm. I don't think that people that are dating with the intention to marry should, you know, go back and forth and struggle about power. You know, because it's too much. You know what I mean? Like, why are you, you know, trying to struggle about power? Understand? And plus, you're struggling about power with a man that's supposed to be the head of a household. So if you're not letting him show you now, you know, how he can lead you after you get married, or what he can do, you know, whatever it is that his position and role calls him to do, if you're not allowing him to show it now, don't expect him to not do it when you guys get married, because you never allowed him to do that. Like, you've always just asserted yourself too much, that now if he gets too comfortable with that, you get married, he's expecting that to continue.
My take on submission is simple. Ideally, you should want 50-50 partnership in a marriage, or in any dating situation, or any relationship you're in, whether it's business or personal. However, the reality is that each person should strive to have 60%, right? So you as the man should want 60%, and you as the woman should want 60%. And when you want 60%, that's how you end up with a 50%. If you come in and you're ready to just settle for 50%, you're going to get less than 50%. So you have to aim higher and then hope that you get something in return. But the idea for women being submissive to a man is absolutely bullshit. No woman should ever go into a relationship and expect to be submissive to a man. And no man should ever go into a relationship and expect to be submissive to a woman. Each person should expect to be submissive to the other person. However, that being said, the idea of being submissive to a person is actually not grounded in reality. One cannot be submissive to a person. It's just not expected. Because that just means like you're giving a person a pass on everything. What you should go into this relationship is to be submissive to an idea, right? So you want to buy a house, for example, or you want to buy a car, or you want to go on a trip. You have to find out who does what's best. And then you have to submit to the other person and say, you know what, you do this better than I do, so I'm going to let you take charge in this. And then the next thing that comes along, I do it better than you take charge. So the idea of like just be a blanket submission, nobody should ever go into any business or personal relationship with a blanket submission. You have to say to yourself, I think my partner is better than this, so I'm going to submit on this subject matter to my partner, but not to submit to your partner. That's not a formula. That's a formula for disaster.
You know, I have a lot of comments towards all of this that you just said right now. You understand? So if we understand the meaning of submission, it's not a bad thing for a partner to submit, and then mainly women to submit, to their husbands. Husbands, people, husbands.
Plural,
but when you
plural.
also said 50-50, I'm sorry, I am not a 50-50 kind of person. I am 100-0 kind of person in a marriage.
I said strive for 60
I'm trying for 100.
and get for 50.
But let's go back. We're gonna go to this.
But then that would mean that your partner will be totally submissive to you.
No.
Like,
Okay, I'm talking about not resource exactly. Like I'm talking about what I expect, what I want in a relationship, not submission. I mean, I'm not saying like him 100%. The 100 I'm looking for means submission.
Right.
No, I'm saying, hey, when you taken that step and said to my parents, I got her, don't worry, and everything. That's fine. I'm gonna let you do. I'm gonna let you lead me, but you need to be coming correct. Understand?
But let's unpackage that some, because you both said a couple things. One thing that I got from I'll go to you, Oyaki. You said you don't believe in people submitting to individuals. They submit to a
idea,
process, right. An idea or like an end state. And I think that's very powerful because most times we think of submitting to a person. Because for myself, even my own self, right? Like I follow God. God says, a man that finds a wife finds a good thing. Wives, I don't know, respect your husband. I don't know, whatever the direct, don't quote me. Don't come for me on these Bible things. But I have a relationship, so don't mind me. But my point is that I thought it was very interesting, and it kind of made me do a little reflecting to myself. I believe in submitting to my mate, and even before marriage, because my thought process is, before I even say, okay, this is a man I want to marry, I have to see him already displaying those behaviors. So it's like I myself want to show what is there to be expected once he marries me. But it's a tricky line, because I mean, for a man that I know is going to be my husband, I definitely would be doing a lot more. But at the same time, in dating, I want to give glimpse of, this is what you can see. So in that, I do things that are kind of submissive and showing like I can trust you. I do things like, and when making leadership decisions. So like if he says, I'm bringing a problem to him, or we're planning something, and he says, I say I want this. He says, okay, I've heard you. This is what I think should happen. And then I say, okay. The trusting process and submission to me doesn't just stop at okay. Because if it goes wrong, if guy says we should go this route, we're gonna go here, and this guy folds my hand, and I can't hold it against him, right? Yeah. But that's in dating. I'm still trying to.
So all that is good in theory, but not in practice, right? I've been married for a long time, and any married person will tell you this. So what people have to realize about relationship is that, one, every relationship you go into comes to an end, right? So everybody's like, gets upset when a relationship comes to an end. Either they come to an end through natural causes like death, or through trauma like a divorce or breakup or things of like nature, right? So everything, most people, if you've never been married, most things you've done in life always have a terminal date. You go to elementary school, there's an end date. You go to high school, there's an end date. You go to college, there's an end date. The only thing that doesn't have an end date is marriage. And people don't realize how long forever is. So your partner, who you have scouted, and you think they're this great person and they're taking a leadership role, they're going to have life experiences that's going to change them. And the person that they become might not be somebody that you want to give a lead, but you might not want to give carte blanche decision-making abilities to. So, and that's what happens when people get married. It's like, you're submissive in dating, because dating is a very short period of time, maybe like a year, 2 years, or 3 years.
Did you hear him?
Marriage, on the other hand,
a year or two.
Yes, marriage, on the other hand, is a long time. So 3 years into your marriage, and your husband or your spouse has lost their job and got a new job, and now they're in a different mindset. That they find new friends. They're no longer hanging out with their single friends. They're hanging out with their married friends, or they now follow you to church because you're into church. Or you now follow them into sports because you're into sports. So a lot of things change And the person you marry is not the same person you get 5 years into your marriage.
So you don't think?
And because of that, going into it thinking like you're going to be this submissive person is not a realistic thing, because especially if I feel like the way you defined it, because you're going to change. You're going to say, this is not the person that I married. This is a different person.
I'm sorry, like allow my mate, my spouse, my person to make decisions, or at least to showcase his leadership skill, is not something that I would say, I expect to have that change, or I'm gonna regret. No, because again, I'm a Christian, and the ideology of marriage, I get it from the Bible and all of that. I'm not perfect. I try my very best to practice what I read, what I preach to and stuff like that. And I also see experiences as well to people, people close to me, what they have also gone through as well. Because I have people that have been married for 40, 50 years, and I learn from that as well. So I don't think like allowing my person to become the man that he was placed on this earth to be, for me and for our kids, should be a bad thing. Like, I'm gonna let you lead. I'm sorry. Again, having that mindset, like the mindset that you have, I think is a good mindset, especially like when you apply it and you show it to the right person,
right? Not
to everybody.
But it happens though. Like I've been in a situation, I mean, even now when I'm dating, people say, oh, you shouldn't test people. If not, well, then go to the inn and get breakfast. But I like share my problems to a certain extent. You get like, if I'm having leadership problems at work, I'm like, I'm dealing with this. My manager is saying these things, and if he's just like, shut up.
Problem solver. If
you're not problem solver, forget it.
Seriously.
But then, there's a thought process, because I talked to my dad. My dad's been married for 30 years. And their relationship, I've been able to see the dynamics of the imperfections of it, and it's beautiful to see on the outside, and it's very interesting to see them navigate it. But one thing about what I did notice in their relationship, even if she didn't like about something, like it's like you can see he proven himself in leadership, and he's made mistakes, but he's proven himself more times than not that his leadership can be trusted. So that's why I'm like, even for my own self, you have to apply your life to me as it like write your own script. Everybody's understanding of a healthy, because we're talking about also a healthy relationship, dating. It's implied, but I think it's interesting, especially with you being married,
yes.
saying that you don't think that submission you don't necessarily see it as that a reality
and it's not just about being married. It's like, I'm a father of 2 daughters. I would hate for my daughters to go into a relationship saying that they're going to be submissive to a man. I want that man to earn their submission, and it takes years to earn their submission, because again, the man that I was when I got married is way different than the man that I was 5 years into marriage, 10 years into marriage, and 15 years into marriage. So if my wife had submitted to me within the first 5 years, she would have been a fool. And that's an honest assessment. And I thought I was the shit in the first 5 years, but looking back at it now, I really wasn't the man that I was. Wow. And then number 2, if you think of going to a relationship, please don't go into a relationship comparing yourself to historical past. You got to compare yourself to what's going on right now. When you look at I always tell people this, when you look at your parents and your uncles and aunts relationship, you were not there in the first 5 to 7 years. All we see now, it's like when everything is hunky-dory, 20 years later. I always ask people this question: how are your parents' relationship in the first 7 years of your life? Right? Nobody knows, because they protect their stuff from you. Yeah. But you see your parents when you're 15, you start noticing their relationship. You're like, oh my God, my mom is happy. But you forget, like, your mom was miserable. In the first 5 to 7 years, she wanted to kill your dad every night. Just like my wife wanted.
That far.
Just like my wife. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but just like my wife wanted to do. But as you get older and time goes in, and you start noticing like things are perfect. So if you're going to use something as a barometer of what marriage looks like or relationship looks like, look at people who are currently in one right now and look at their struggles and their pleasures that they're having.
I disagree, but we can move on, because it's just...
Submission for me is like a woman or a man trusting their partner so much that they're willing to let their partner take charge, even though they have reservations, and then are willing to speak up about their reservations that they have. So it has nothing to do. It's not a power thing.
That's a caveat.
Yeah, it's not a power thing. It's not a power struggle. It's just like I hear my female friends say this all the time. They're dating a guy, and the guy will do something, and they'll say, "It's not my place to say something."
See, that's what
I don't
thank
agree
you. That's
with
what I'm
that. I
saying.
don't
Like
agree with
that's that person have taken submission to be a woman not having a voice.
Yes, she
Yeah,
has to be at least.
But that's not
say
the meaning of
something.
submission.
But see, you're a very strong. I mean, I've just met you, but the first thing I said about you was that I would not want to get in a fight with you. You're a very strong. You're a very strong person. So you're an outlier from the typical man-woman. Most people don't have a strong opinion as you do, right?
Yeah.
Our definition of submission is more what people think of submission is. Your definition of submission is more of like an outlier.
But so for me, I am definitely I'm passive, but I am direct. You get like anybody that dated me, don't come on here, but just
Oh Lord.
But they will know. I'm not a person that's gonna sit back. I'm gonna be like, it's just how I present it to them. It may not be in that moment, or if it is in that moment, it's how I shape it. I'm like, okay, I've heard you, but if I may, I mean, I see these things. I would highly encourage you to take a step back, look at it this way, because this is some things that I'm seeing. I'm not saying I don't trust where you're going, but I'm kind of, this is why, and this is a recommendation, I don't know, you could consider, but it's up to you.
And then you sell that and you just let it go?
Yes.
But if you
Really?
voice out your
Yes.
own, exactly, yeah, you
Wow,
gotta
and you
speak.
can live like that?
First of all, it's
I
certain.
appreciate
it's
that
certain
from a man. I appreciate this. Honestly.
First of all, and there are certain things that I allow anybody to have say. So, like, okay, if he's telling me something, it's only certain things that really get me riled up that I'm gonna really give a care about. Money. It's about like what if something's gonna be paid. Resources, life, cars, all of that stuff. Because my mates support me in that area. Or decisions I make for work, or decisions I make in relationships. So those are some things that, or their decisions that they make in relationships. Because there may be something like, for an example, a guy, maybe they're having maybe it's a misunderstanding about timing and spending time and stuff like that. And he's like, okay, I've heard you, but I made a decision on this is how much time I'm going to spend with my mates, my friends. I don't know. I'm just using an example. And I would say, like, if he has a friend that is kind of questionable, you get, and I'm like, I've heard you, and I know you've been friends with him for years, but Billy, this guy, this is some things that I'm seeing, and I just want you to know, like, I know you love him, you've been friends a long time, but I see this. It's your own decision. So it's certain things that I would be trying to lend his ear on how or even money. Okay, say for instance, this guy is in debt, God forbid, but he's in debt, and he's do-re me,
Every weekend.
yeah. And I'm like, oh yeah, because just as you have do-re-mi, you have Ngozi.
Seriously.
Ngozi, you do pay Ngozi, So, you can't be out here and be thinking you don't have anything for me,
Right.
But anyway, so I've been in a situation where I was like, I know you have these bills and you're taking care of me. I don't complain, you take care of me well, but your money, I want for a small picking. Eventually we'll get to this marriage thing. So, what's the plan? Because I don't know all your salary, but I know what you're spending. And is everything okay? And he'd be like, I got it. And I'd be like, okay, but just so you know, I have concerns on this, and I would like to discuss this a little further at another time when you're ready. What does next week look like? You understand? Because it's not, oh yeah, and inshallah. No, it's like, let's make a timeout.
Right.
But I'm passive, but I'm. So that's my thoughts. I don't know.
You're like a gentle.
Yes,
You're passive aggressive. So let me just a quick aside. So do both of you believe that a man should take care of a woman 100% financially?
Yes.
Is this what I'm hearing? Oh wow, that was a
I
quick
believe
yes.
it.
Okay. How about
100%. It'd be like all my bills.
you?
I mean, I feel like your bills are not his bills. You're talking about in marriage, right?
Yeah.
In marriage, which one is your bills? It's our bill.
Yes, now.
I mean, same household and everything. Why am I having different bills?
You think a man should pay the mortgage, pay the car note, pay the other utility bills?
Are you not the man of the house?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, well, so
I mean,
you should do a podcast on that. You should do a podcast on that.
You should do a podcast on that. But what I'm saying is, like,
get a bunch of men and women together.
Granted, I'm gonna be working. Don't get it twisted. I'm gonna be working, and I'm gonna be putting money into our joint account. But I'm saying, like, whatever it is, and we should really discuss in another podcast. Whatever it is that your income is, we are going to be planning our financial status and our life based on your income. Because eventually, as a woman, I'm gonna take time off to give birth, raise kids. You understand? So yes, 100%.
She said, women in our lifestyle over your income.
Girl, like I said, 100, 0.
Oh God, Shay, you know the income status you must be having with this baby.
Exactly.
So don't be coming and stepped in. Okay, but that's a part of dating, right? Yeah. Those things have to be understood. You get, like, I feel like, because it's yours. That's also come into a thought process that should be understood. Are we going to be, I don't want to say submission, but are we going to be falling up under that same theology where, oh yeah, my income will, pay for us? And for me, like 100%, I've had this discussion before in the past with a gentleman I was dating. And he really opened my eye, because I was like, this guy makes all this money. Sure, I probably don't even know all the money you make. But on the surface level, I know you make over 300-400K. It makes sense. So me, I make my own small money, 100K something. I make pretty good. And I just feel like my bills shouldn't, why should I be suffering? And so he broke it down. He was like, okay, so what about saving? Saving for what? Okay, I know I need to grow up in that. But okay, he said, all right, you can take, let's say, we'll say you take 2.5 each month, you put it in a bank account. And then you keep the rest of the money, do what you want. I pay all the bills, and then when we need to access that account, you can, but you pay for your extra, women things.
Yes.
So I said, okay. But at first I was like, why am I contributing any money to this bank account? This is my small money.
I mean, you're dating. That's different. When it comes to marriage, of course, when you're dating, I'm not putting my money into a bank account with you.
Yeah, that's
when I'm married, yes, because we're gonna have a journey. I don't want my husband to, die working and stuff like that. Because I still want my husband to be home. I like to cuddle.
Yeah.
I like to have my mate in the house. And if I'm cooking, I like to see the person sit and enjoy my food and get accolades. Like, yes, babe, you did a good job. I mean, not just like
Yes.
But at the end of the day, like 100% is our home. You're the head of the household. Mortgage, car note, if we have one, which I hope that we will not. And electricity, water bill.
The husband pays. But that should be talked about in dating.
Yeah, it should be discussed about.
But people I feel like people don't talk about that in dating.
Yeah, they're afraid of talking about financial.
I don't want to scare. If a man is scared, and you're talking, my dear, you should be scared too. You should be exiting.
How you enter there night? Somebody will not be working 9 to 5.
Okay, before we move on to the next question, let's do pepper soup time. Everybody knows pepper soup, right? So there's a thing, man. Pepper soup is if you guys don't know, you should know. Google it. No, I'm just kidding. I like my pepper soup. I feel like Nigerians make the best pepper soup. Everybody else will say their own. But pepper soup, right? When you partake in pepper soup, you put it in your mouth. The first thing you will feel is your tongue dancing. Maybe your forehead is perspiring. And if you are for the faint of heart, you won't make it. So, now it's time to put my guests in the hot seat. So I have questions. This is pepper soup time. Let's get excited. Yay! You ready?
Bring it on.
All right. So this is how this works. I ask you a question. If you don't answer the question, you have to take one shot.
Okay.
If you don't want to take one shot, you can call a friend and ask them. But if that friend doesn't pick, or they don't answer, you have to take two shots.
Okay.
So mind yourself well.
Okay.
Me, I kept it real light because my guests here, I don't want problems.
Oh, bring problems.
Okay. Yeah.
You keep flipping. I don't trust you.
All right. I'll keep it soft for you. Okay. Can you dance?
I think I can dance, but most people don't think I can dance. But I don't mind dancing at all, but I can't dance really well.
If so, show me your best dance moves.
Oh,
he's gonna do it.
Wait, let me get some music. Okay. Alexa, play Ashake. Here, Alexa, don't embarrass me.
Here's some music by Ashake. on Amazon Music.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you my signature dance. I'm gonna show you my signature dance.
Okay.
It's ready? It's ready? Okay. Should I move back? Am I too close? So my signature dance is this. What is it? Dun,
You can
dun,
go to the left.
dun, and then hip hop.
Yay. Okay.
You got the hip
The
hop?
man got the moves, got the moves.
You're in trouble.
Alexa, stop.
If you get a hip hike, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
That's
You got the moves now. You got
I got one. No, he got one move. One move.
One move, that's it, man.
You did.
And it works with us like this.
I think it's
You're right. It works for salsa, it works for Nigerian music, it works for
It does.
everything.
It does. You got
Like,
it.
That's a safe move.
Yes,
Safe
you're a
move.
woman. If I come to you and I give you a hip hike,
It's over.
At least y'all know.
yes, run away.
Okay, I have one for you, Chika.
Oh.
That was so simple. Why did I tell you?
I know.
That
Don't mind her. You better giving me something hard.
Well, no, because I want to. All my questions are. The
Oh,
other ones are spicy.
You bring the spicy ones. They're podcast, man.
See, he wants a spicy
You want
one.
spicy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give him a spicy one.
Okay, spicy one. All right.
You have 2 bedrooms here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If I get kicked out, I know.
So you're married, Abby.
Yes, of course.
How would you handle your wife coming to you one day saying that she would like a threesome?
With a man or a woman?
A man.
I'm not quite ready for her to have a threesome with me and another guy, but I'm ready for her to have a threesome with me and another woman.
Yeah.
Now, if I were dating, I would do a threesome with my girlfriend and another man. But marriage, I'm not, just only because I have kids. If I didn't have kids, I could do a threesome with another man. Yeah.
Oh, because you're afraid that the kids will find out?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like nothing still
Like, Papa, what's that now?
yeah, nothing
Is he
stays.
a Papa?
Nothing like anything you do, you're gonna you have to assume somebody's gonna find out somehow. Sooner or
Hold on.
later.
So if it was if they
Hold on, are you going to answer this one?
No, I'm asking a question.
Yes.
Because you're afraid if it's with a man, your kids will find out. But then if it's with a woman, they're not gonna find out.
Well, so I can handle my kids thinking that I was with another woman, but I don't know if I can handle my kids thinking my wife was with another man. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this woman now, what if she's like, no?
We can't go off of that's just pepper soup.
No.
You have to go.
Yeah, go.
I'm just asking, like, you're okay with her being another woman, but what if she's like, listen, not for you. Is the extra person there is for her?
That's
Would
fine.
you still be okay with it?
Yeah, I'll still be fine with it.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not selfish like that. Because see, there's a difference between sex and being in love. I would not be upset if my wife has sex with another man. I'll be upset if my wife was in love with another man.
But
Right? So here's the problem with why men get so offended when women cheat. Because women have programmed us to believe like they only have sex when they're in love. So
That's
thus,
true.
if a woman,
Emotional creatures.
if your wife goes out and has sex with another man, you're thinking like, oh my God, she's in love with
attached
another
already,
man.
yeah.
Whereas with a guy, what do guys say when they get caught having sex? Baby, I wasn't in love with her, it was just sex, right?
I know,
And we will be like, oh, okay, it was just sex. Because women are programmed to believe like guys just have sex with any woman. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be in love with her. Whereas the converse is true. So it's one of those things like, for a guy, it's sort of like, oh, you in love with some other guy.
Oh, hold on. Oh, no, I feel like you need to bring this topic because, whoa. So you're saying like men don't just sleep around, like they may have emotional connection with the person that they cheat with?
Oh, no.
Definitely.
Yeah, no.
They definitely have emotion.
It could be both. It could be both. But 9 out of 10 times, it's just, you're just sleeping
Just
around.
sex. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Give me mine.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
So that's why it's so much harder for a woman to like, for a guy to forgive a woman having an affair, because now as the woman you have to convince the guy that you were not in love, that it was just sex. Yeah.
I'm ready.
Shoot.
I don't like that look.
Okay. No.
Mm-hmm.
Chica, what lesson has your biggest mistake taught you?
Well, clearly has not taught me anything. I thought they had taught me to shut up.
No, now.
Well, I'm still talking, right? So clearly did not teach me to be quiet.
What lesson has your biggest mistake taught you?
Couple. One, do not bring certain friends around your man. That's one.
No.
Yes. I mean, you know how they say, like, show me your friends and I'll tell you the kind of person you are situation. Yeah, I mean, it's not like, the person, went after my guy or anything like that. It's just like certain, there's certain things that we as girls, we can condone. Like, I have different that's of friends. I have the crazy ones, I have the introvert friends, I have the whatever it is. So I know who to meet with. Like now with you are extrovert. I have if I'm going out with some of my friends, I know the kind of environment, the kind of friends, the kind of event that I'm going out that will bring you along. And the kind of friends, if I'm hanging out with them, I will not bring you. So you're not going to enjoy it. You're not going to like it. You guys will not match. So that's a situation like, so having someone that I can handle, and then like I bring you around my man and he's looking at her like, what? I can't believe she has this kind of friends.
Do you want to talk about an example of why was that one of your biggest mistakes?
I mean, one was like she's single and everything like that. I'm not sure if she's dating anybody now, but she was like one of those. I have my men. You know what I mean? Like she will always be close and open with them. Like, hey, listen, I don't want anything serious because you're not the only person I'm talking to. Get it? Because she's not ready. She wasn't ready at that time. So she will have men in different areas. And when they call me, hello, she's already disclosed herself. So bringing that person close to my person at that time, and she's taking one phone call, another person coming in. The person that was in the town, another one showed up, and he's like, what is going on? Like, we've been sitting here, and she's received like 2 phone calls from 2 different guys, and like this one just rolled in. I'm like, yeah, well, that's her. They all know that she's not, they're not the only ones that she's talking to. That's her having to do with me. But the whole thing, show me your friends, and then I'll tell you the kind of person you are. I'm like, well, I have different other type of friends as well, too. Like, I don't have multiple personalities, but you know what I mean? So it's just, I know how to literally get along with different kind of people.
He judged you off of that.
He judged me off of that, I mean, we didn't break up because of that, but just like, he judged me off of that. I'm like, that's kind of wrong because I've known you and you've seen me without her, and we've been together for a certain amount of time, and you just met her and stuff. Like, why would you think this way? So even me, I started judging him as well too, because of the way he, looked at the whole entire situation.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've had a recent situation where I do believe men do think like that though. Like, and it's kind of disheartening. I know this is your topic, but it's kind of disheartening because my friends are colorful, and I receive them as long as they're not reckless where it impacts my life.
Exactly.
And they're still growing in their own way.
Exactly.
And we're still meshing. Like, they will be my friend. But they do say birds. I mean, I'm not a bird, so I don't fly.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that whole phrase, birds of same feather flock together, is not true in every situation because you're different from some of my other friends. You understand? Yeah. But we mesh together very well. Yeah. Me and them as well, too. You know what I mean? I have friends I grew up with. I have friends that I met in school, grad school, all of that. I have friends I met even in the professional world. You understand? Like, I get along with each and every person. Everyone have their own identity and personality. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna say because I'm friends with this person, whatever it is, and if you used to, be out on the streets and stuff, like, oh wow, well, she used to be on the streets like 15 years ago. First of all, what were you doing on the street yourself? Exactly. So, okay, so what? Now she's this person. I'm not going to judge her based on her past. I'm not going to say I will not be her friends because of that. So it is what it is. It's just, that was one of the mistakes. I brought her around this person. I mean, I'm not even quite sure if that's a mistake now talking about it, because it's kind of like led me to see the kind of person you are, because now you're judging. You're going to be judging every single person that's around me if we had moved forward. You understand what I'm saying? But another thing is keeping my mouth shut. That one I have not learned it. I'm still learning. I still say what I think. I should maybe process my words, my sentences before I speak it, but I'm still working on that. Literally, if you do something, if you say something, I react by I just tell you, my opinion. And I think some of my past experience have taught me to just literally process it first, Chika. Because some things, if you just take a minute to think about it, you might understand it better. And then the things that you wanted to say, you might not even need to say it. Because you've thought about it and you've seen it from the other person's perspective. Yeah.
That's very humbling of you.
Yeah, I'm still learning on that.
But based on, from some of you guys just said, men always tend to think bad rubs off on good more than good rubs off on evil. So if you have friends who a man perceive is a bad person, the man is going to believe that she's going to rub off on you faster than you can rub off on her. So that's why men are always cognizant of the fact that their women are hanging out with somebody of questionable character. And that's number one. Then number two, they're just it's a maturity and an age thing. Because when you have a bunch of guys hanging out, we're very sophomoric. You know, we play a lot of pranks, a lot of jokes, and just do a lot of dumb, stupid stuff. So if you're the single woman who comes into the group, not single, like another guy invites you to the group, you see all these guys, you're going to be like, oh my God, your friends are very sophomoric and stuff like that. But when guys go and, like the guy came in and hung out with you and your friend, he was probably the only guy amongst a bunch of girls. He should have perceived the fact that when women hang out,
yes,
they can be very sophomoric too. But again, this is one of those things, like society has taught us that like women are very mature, they don't play around, they don't pick their nose, they don't fart, you know, they're just very sophisticated. So
basically,
when you see women behaving out of their norm, you're thinking like, oh my God, it's like
who are
they're supposed to.
Yeah,
when a group of women get together, they're supposed to be sophomoric, like when a group of guys get together.
Yeah.
So I said that to say like he was very immature, number one. And number two, good readings, because you don't end up with somebody like that. It's like going to a party, you end up with somebody like that, you go to a party, you have to be one of those people who just sits back and does nothing. Right? Because exactly.
And that's not me, you know that.
Yeah. So you don't want to be with somebody like that. Yeah.
Well, thank you both for participating in the Pepper Soup. You handled it very well. Well, you all, we've discussed, different layers of what does submission look like when dating to marry. You know, we talked about, submission being people should consider it as a process as opposed to looking at it as people. And then we discussed looking at it as a people perspective, but not necessarily blindly and not voicing your opinion. Mm-hmm. And then we talked about, just being open to defining that for yourself, but also it's good to reference the Bible if you do believe. So thank you. Thank you for sharing your perspective. Thank you all for listening in, and go to the comments section. Make sure you subscribe in. I have their handlers. He doesn't have a handler. He's married, so aunties don't be coming in pressing button trying to He didn't want to disclose his lifestyle, but sure, the guy, he's doing well in life. I be doctor, that is.
Unless if you have money and you want to take care of me 100%, then you can have
He's
me.
A package. Leave it anyway.
I'm like, 100%.
Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and share. See you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.